Today we're talking about a loser. Day trading this morning, trying to take a short position pre-market, and just, I don't know, I kind of just forced it, try to make something happen. It's funny because I literally just made a video talking about why I am not trying to force trades and all that. But this morning kind of got the best of me and got a little bit too much size pre-market. I'll talk about the trade here in a second, but I kind of want to share with you guys, the losers, the winners, and how, talking about how losers, obviously, we want to always win, but there's going to be days where you're going to have a red day, things are going to happen, it's just not going to work out in your favor, and you're going to take the L. You're going to take the L some days, my friends, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Talk about this trade here that I made this morning and just the overall kind of idea of, why it was a bad trade and, this wasn't good. It wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day for me. We're going to talk about it right here on the #1 day trading channel. Even the best day traders in the world lose. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. Today, I was the bug. Talking about it here in this video, the emotion of taking the L. All right, what's going on, guys? So today, RTRX had some news early. I saw the chart, I saw the setup, and I thought, okay, well, sweet. We're selling off here. We're pulling down there from the 1740 area. We got all the way down there to $10.85. We pushed back up here towards that $13 this morning, up there to the $13 area. And then I was like, okay, well, we got stuck here at this $13.24 area. Okay, it's got bad news. Stock has bad news. Got this big gap down. There's a lot of just selling pressure here. But sometimes this happens. We see these stocks pre-market that get bad news. Stocks, the news comes out, the stock drops, and things, look really bearish. You think, okay, well, it's going lower. It's looking really weak. And then we end up, kind of getting a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of a bounce back. It's down 24%. Looking at this now, it's like, okay, in hindsight, it's one of those things where, it could have went either way. This video could be like, hey, I made a bunch of money. But I think really, looking at this now, this is kind of why I'm doing this, like, in hindsight now, is like looking at this now is, where was I shorting at? Really, where was I shorting just by looking at this now? If you look at it like this, if you look at the overall trend on this small time frame, instead of looking at this big time frame, instead of looking like, okay, there's this big drop, it's really red, it's crashing. But if I look at this small time frame and look at it like this, I'm like, that's what I wasn't doing this morning. I didn't look really at the smaller time frame. I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, it's getting murdered, it's going lower, it's gonna get stuck here on the EMAs on the 5-minute, and it's gonna roll off. And you can see, well, it just really didn't do that. It ended up finding some support there on the EMAs, and then kind of consolidating here at this area. It did pull back down here to the 1260 area. So, we had some resistance there. We had some issues. And I ended up getting out there thinking this was going to kind of spike up even higher. I had to cut it off there because I kind of just was like hitting my kind of max loss for the day. Ended up losing $610 there on this trade. It's not going to make or break me. It kind of happens, kind of a thing like that sometimes. But, it's one of those things that I think this morning I was just too focused on, like, okay, I saw that it had bad news. I'm like, this thing's going to go lower. It's going to crash. But really, I think I needed to just kind of slow down there, give it a little bit more time to kind of figure out which way it wanted to go, a little bit more volume. There wasn't a lot of volume on this. This morning, you can see on the trade ideas on the scanner list, there wasn't much going on. I think that, I'm not trying to make excuses here. We had a couple stocks moving around, but everything kind of with high floats. But really, this is a good lesson for me that, if I'm going to be looking kind of, okay, big time frame, what's going on? Is this thing going higher? Is it going lower? If I'm looking at that, I should probably also, take a look at the smaller time frame, kind of see like, okay, this thing, yeah, we got down there to the $10.80 area, but now we're kind of trending. And this was more so like, we're getting up here to this resistance area, but we're also kind of trending along this trend here, and that's a nice little bounce back, from $11 back to $13, and now this morning there at $13.39. Could I have held it longer? Could I have held it and then this video would have been a winner? Would I have been green? Yeah, I probably could have, but you know, at the end of the day, I was kind of like at that $500, $600 area. I was like, I don't really want to push it. I don't want to push it. You know, I'm already kind of pushing it here in the first place. So that's kind of how it goes sometimes. I think a lot of times what happens is you kind of get this idea, you know, once, like I said, once I saw that big drop, once I saw kind of the bad news, all I'm thinking about is this thing's going to go lower. You know, we've had this happen in the past where stocks have really bad news, they get a little bit of a pop, and then they just continue to sell. And, you know, on a day like today, it's kind of one of those things, you know, could have went either way. This stock could have been a winner. This video could have been about me making a lot of money. But also, I think the really, like the good lesson here, like I said, the good lesson is really just kind of looking, you know, okay, let's look, you know, at the 1 minute chart. You know, we've got this thing's kind of, it's looking a little, you know, like it's got some support. It's kind of pushing there. If we look at the 5 minute chart, I think this was kind of like my problem is, you know, we pushed through that EMA there. We pushed through the EMA. We pushed up there, and that should have been like, okay, now it's looking kind of bullish. So now it's back up there to that 1337 area. It's kind of where I covered at in the first place. So I'm not mad about it. I think it's good sometimes to have a red day. Keep yourself humble. Keep yourself, you know, remind yourself that it happens. There's going to be red days. If you don't play by the rules, you don't follow the rules, you don't stick to the plan. If you go into the day just like, hey, this has got bad news, I'm going to short it, it's going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. If you let that happen, you know, you do something silly like that, you're going to end up taking a loss. And that's exactly what happened today. So I ended up taking a loss today, and I'm going to be done. I'm going to walk away. There's no point in me trying to, you know, maybe I can sit here, maybe I could kind of grind back from it. But, you know, I've already got things I got to do today, and it's not worth it for me to sit here and try to grind back and maybe lose more money. You know, at the end of the day, maybe I'm going to lose more money. Maybe I don't make back any more money. Maybe I just end up racking up more losses. So I've kind of hit my max loss for the day. $500, $600 is kind of my max loss for the day in terms of, you know, if I'm going to get out of a trade, I'm going to try to get out of it at that area. And there it is, RTRX, taking the loss today. It happens. So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that subscribe button down below, the like button, leave a comment as well. I know this was not a good trade by any means, but I want to share with you guys the good, the bad, and all of that fun stuff, the emotional battle, the day trading battle here, baby. And yeah, there it is. Talk to you guys later on.